From the golden sands of the Nile to the towering pyramids of Giza, ancient Egypt stands as one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history. Its people believed in the power of the afterlife, the divinity of their rulers, and the pursuit of knowledge across medicine, astronomy, and architecture. The pyramids, more than just tombs, are eternal testaments to their engineering brilliance and spiritual depth. Today, these timeless monuments continue to inspire awe, reminding us that long before modern science, humanity was already reaching for eternity. The Old Kingdom, which began around 2686 BC with the rise of Egypt's third dynasty, is often referred to as the Age of the Pyramids, and for good reason. This era marked the emergence of a unified, centralized state under the divine rule of pharaohs who held absolute power over both the land and its people. It was a time of remarkable political stability, economic prosperity, and cultural development, laying the foundation for Egypt's identity as a global ancient superpower. The administration grew increasingly sophisticated, with hierarchies of officials, tax collectors, architects, and priests working together to support massive state-run projects. Most notably, it was during the Old Kingdom that Egypt undertook its most ambitious architectural feats: the construction of massive stone pyramids as royal tombs, starting with Djoser's Step Pyramid and culminating in the legendary Pyramids of Giza. Beyond monuments, this period saw advances in art, engineering, and religious thought as the idea of divine kingship, the belief that the pharaoh was a living god, became deeply embedded in Egyptian society. The Old Kingdom didn't just build structures, it built legacies and set in motion a civilization whose influence still resonates across time. The Old Kingdom of Egypt, spanning roughly from 2686 to 2181 BC, represents a golden age of monumental achievement, a time when the ancient Egyptians reached extraordinary heights in architecture, state organization, and cultural expression. Known as the Age of the Pyramids, this period witnessed the construction of some of the most iconic structures in human history. At the heart of this architectural revolution stood the Pyramids of Giza, built for the mighty pharaohs Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. These colossal tombs, carved from millions of limestone blocks, were not only designed to protect the royal dead, but to proclaim the divine authority of the pharaoh, believed to be a living god on earth. Nearby, the enigmatic Great Sphinx, with its lion's body and human face, stands as a silent guardian of royal power and religious mystery. But the Old Kingdom was more than just massive stone monuments. It was an era marked by centralized government, advances in mathematics, engineering, and art, and the flourishing of religious ideology centered around the afterlife. Workers, artisans, and administrators operated within a highly organized state system, mobilizing resources and labor on a scale never seen before. In every chisel mark and sunlit stone, the Old Kingdom reflects a civilization striving for eternity, a testament to both human ambition and spiritual devotion that continues to inspire awe thousands of years later. The Step Pyramid of Djoser, located at Saqqara, marks a turning point in architectural and cultural history, not just for Egypt, but for human civilization as a whole. Built around 2667 BC during the Third Dynasty, it was commissioned by Pharaoh Djoser, one of the earliest and most powerful rulers of ancient Egypt. His visionary architect Imhotep revolutionized construction by abandoning traditional mud brick, mastabas, and introducing stone masonry on an unprecedented scale. The result was a six-tiered stepped structure rising over 60 meters into the sky, the first monumental pyramid ever built. More than just a tomb, the step pyramid symbolized a celestial staircase, guiding the pharaoh's soul toward the afterlife. Surrounded by an elaborate complex of courtyards, shrines, and ceremonial halls, the pyramid was part of a grand spiritual and political statement, a demonstration of divine kingship, engineering genius, and Egypt's growing centralized power. It laid the foundation, both literally and symbolically, for the colossal pyramids that would follow, making it a true landmark in the evolution of ancient Egyptian architecture. The New Kingdom, Empire and Glory. The New Kingdom of Egypt, c. 1550-1070 BC, represents the zenith of ancient Egyptian power, wealth, and cultural influence, a true golden age in the long story of the Nile civilization. During this period, Egypt transformed from a regional kingdom into a vast empire, extending its borders deep into Nubia, the Levant, and parts of the Near East. This expansion was driven by a line of strong, ambitious pharaohs, whose names still echo through history. Among them was Queen Hatshepsut, one of the most successful female rulers, who brought prosperity and launched grand building projects like her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari. Then came Akhenaten, the revolutionary pharaoh, who attempted to shift Egypt to monotheism with his worship of the sun god Aten, challenging centuries of religious tradition. Later, Ramses II, often called Ramses the Great, presided over one of the longest and most powerful reigns in Egyptian history. He led military campaigns, secured peace through diplomacy, and commissioned awe-inspiring monuments, such as the temples at Abu Simbel. Monumental architecture flourished during this age, particularly in the temples of Karnak and Luxor, where towering columns, detailed reliefs, and sacred spaces celebrated divine kingship and the gods. With wealth pouring in from trade and conquest, Egypt became a beacon of power and grandeur, admired and feared across the ancient world. The New Kingdom was not just an era of empire, it was an age of bold vision, spiritual devotion, and cultural brilliance that cemented Egypt's place among the great civilizations of history. Legacy of ancient Egypt. Though the grandeur of ancient Egypt eventually faded with the passage of time, its legacy endures as one of the most profound in human history. The civilization's contributions continue to shape modern thought, science, and art thousands of years after its decline. Ancient Egyptians were pioneers in medicine, practicing surgical procedures, dentistry, and an understanding of anatomy that was advanced for its time. Their achievements in mathematics and engineering enabled them to construct massive architectural feats with precision still marveled at today. From the symmetry of the pyramids to the astronomical alignment of temples. The hieroglyphic writing system, preserved on stone walls and papyrus scrolls, offers a glimpse into their philosophy, administration, and daily life, forming one of the richest documentary legacies of the ancient world. Egyptian art, with its symbolic elegance and timeless motifs, continues to influence design and aesthetics across cultures. Perhaps most remarkably, Egypt's spiritual and cultural concepts, such as the soul's journey in the afterlife, moral, order, ma'at, and divine kingship, have echoed into later religions and philosophies. Even in modern Cairo, amidst skyscrapers and bustling streets, remnants of this ancient greatness remain in museums, language, and collective memory. Egypt's story, carved in stone and etched in time, is not just a chapter of history. It is a foundation of civilization itself. As we reach the end of our journey through ancient Egypt, one truth becomes clear. This civilization was not only ahead of its time, it was timeless. For over 3,000 years, the ancient Egyptians cultivated a society built on order, spiritual belief, and scientific curiosity. They transformed the banks of the Nile into the heart of one of the greatest empires the world has ever known. The pyramids, most famously those at Giza, were far more than royal tombs. They were sacred symbols of divine kingship, cosmic harmony, and humanity's desire to reach the heavens. These architectural marvels required precise planning, vast resources, and a deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy, a legacy that continues to baffle and inspire modern engineers and scholars. But the grandeur of Egypt wasn't limited to stone monuments. It thrived in language, through the elegant symbols of hieroglyphics, in medicine, with surgical tools and treatments centuries ahead of their time, and in philosophy and religion, with complex beliefs about the soul, morality, and the afterlife. Pharaohs were not merely rulers, they were seen as gods in human form, tasked with maintaining Ma'at, the sacred balance of the universe. Their power shaped every aspect of Egyptian life, from temple rituals to massive state-run projects. Even as dynasties rose and fell, and foreign powers came and went, Egypt's cultural identity remained remarkably resilient. It has passed through the ages, not just in ruins and relics, but in ideas that have influenced civilizations across the world. Today, the pyramids still stand, enduring guardians of the past. They whisper stories of ambition, innovation, and belief. Ancient Egypt may be thousands of years behind us, but its spirit continues to echo through time, inviting us to look back, to wonder, and to remember. If you enjoyed this exploration into one of history's greatest civilizations, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps us out. And for more deep dives into the past and discoveries across science and culture, make sure to subscribe and join the Infinity Archive. We've only scratched the surface of what history has to offer, and the journey's just getting started. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter.